Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you are on the East Coast, good afternoon. Happy lunchtime. Welcome to Morning Momentum, guys. This is episode, I think, 63, but it's definitely VA Action Plan, day number 14. So, guys, we took a break yesterday for Sunday session to talk about all the other things going on, but we're back to it. We're back to the action plan. This week, we're going to be discussing delegating tasks for admin, right? How to start delegating to get help with the busy work, right? It's important that the admin tasks do get done, right? As the business owner, you're the one responsible for making sure that stuff gets done. But this week, we're going to be sharing for the action plan. Now that you have the cold callers, hopefully you're going to start getting some opportunities in. You're still the one working on the data. You're still the one doing all that busy work, man. And there's certain things to start doing and some great tools and I guess strategies and stuff we're going to go over this week so you can start getting those things off of your plate. So maybe that is so you can go on more appointments, or maybe you can start working on other business relationships that's going to help elevate your business, right? At the end of the day, you got to get those busy tasks off your plate because they don't serve you. They don't move the needle in your business, but they certainly have to be done. But there is a certain way to go about doing that. So that's what we're going to be going over this week. One of the greatest ways to bring on an admin assistant to your business for real estate is through bringing on someone who's going to affect your bottom line. I think before we bring on anybody in our real estate business, really any business, it's like, hey, how can you bring us money? How can you generate the business money? Before I hire anyone, how are you going to affect the bottom line? Okay. I would never hire someone, especially in the beginning, if they don't serve the bottom line, if they don't directly affect the bottom line. Salespeople, physical people here in the United States are VAs. I think probably like our first 30 or 40 virtual assistants, like all went towards affecting, like, how can they grow that bottom line number? Okay. Bringing more opportunities to the business, bringing more chances of, working with new sellers, whatever, more skilled individuals that affect the bottom line. And that's where everyone should get started. So I would not recommend you guys, if you're getting going, you're still doing all the busy work. You see now that we have like a systems manager and all this other stuff that we do for like our marketing and tracking our numbers and KPIs. It's a lot of stuff that you're doing, but guess what? You can start giving those things away while also having someone work on your bottom line. And the way you're going to do that is by hiring someone to help you with your SMS. Okay. So SMS, if you guys are watching this is May 2021. So SMS is still a thing. I don't know if it's going to be here for 3 months, 6 months, maybe another year, or maybe just not in the capacity that it currently is. But as of right now, SMS is still a big thing, right? We're still able to send a lot of text messages at once, and it's amazing. It's a great lead source, and it's super duper cheap. Okay. Now, the thing about SMS is I typically put the folks on our team that does the SMS. I typically put them there because maybe they're not the best on the on cold calling. Maybe they're not the best on the phones, right? But they have a lot of skills that they can do other work, like maybe other admin work, right? So I'll put someone in to start helping me respond to text messages that maybe over the phone, they're not that amazing. There's, we have other skilled members on our team that could do the phone calls, that can do the cold calls, but they are good at responding to people. They love being at the computer and going through inboxes and doing like a quick copy paste, handling a conversation, whatever that might be on SMS. But what also happens is they have a lot of free time, right? So as they're waiting for responses, as they're, going through their responses, they also have time to do other things. So first off, when you make this hire, guys, we're going to be talking about the best practices for texting today, but the person that's going to help you do the other things this week, if you're just getting started, the person that's going to help you do those admin tasks should come from this texter, should come from the SMS specialist that's responding to leads as they come in for, homeowners. That's where you start and let them do the other things. But today, let's talk about the best practices for SMS so they have the time to do the other admin tasks. Okay. So our process is simple, guys. When it comes to responding to text messages, we don't do a whole bunch. We try to get the conversation off of SMS like as soon as possible. Okay. So as soon as we can get it from, hey, do you want to sell your property? Yes, I'd accept this much money, or yes, I'd do this, or sure, what's your offer? Like any sort of response around that, right? Any sort of combination of that is yes, I want to sell, I want X amount of money, what's your offer, whatever. We say, okay, great. Do you have time for a phone call? We love to get on the same page. We love to learn more about the property. We love to learn more about what you're hoping to do. Whatever, we get it from a text to a phone call as soon as possible, right? Because I don't know if you guys have been texting in the past. It happens a lot where people just ghost you, right? They say yes, or they say, sure, what's your offer, or all these things. And then next thing you know, you say, oh, I don't know. What are you hoping to get? They don't respond. Or, yeah, I want this much money. And you're like, okay, great. Tell me more about your property. They don't respond. People will ghost you. So our goal, and I would do it the same. Like maybe the thing about text messages, everyone's texting, and all you're trying to do is catch someone at the right time, the right day, whatever. You get one response from them, that's already better than what they did to the other 40 people that's been texting them. So I don't expect them to be texting a stranger, long paragraphs and over and over and over and over. That would be a little strange, right? Instead, let me get them on the phone. Let me build some rapport. And that's what you guys should be doing too. Your SMS specialist is not going to be trying to have these long, drawn out conversations. Only thing they want to do is get someone from that message to a cold caller, right? That's it. So I know typically our conversion rate right now is about 34 to 38% of leads that say, yes, I want to sell. Great. Do you have time for a phone call? We push that to one of our cold calling VAs, right? Typically when we text with a female name, so we have one of our female VAs make that phone call. Typically, right around 4 in 10 convert to an actual lead, right? So we're weeding out all the crap. We're getting it off the text, and we want to find out who's willing to sell, who's ready to sell. And we do that by pushing it to a phone call, okay? And then we weed them out. Like, yes, not every single person pushed to a phone call is a lead. Actually, more oftentimes they're not. 2 out of every 5 conversations, we get a lead from the text, from the SMS. But it helps us be super efficient, and the person that's responding to the text can go through a ton of text and also have time to do the other things. Now, sometimes people just prefer to be, prefer to have those conversations via SMS, and that's totally cool. And if that's the case, then I obviously have a script for our VAs, right? And this is our SMS script. Very basic. We're just, curious if they see an offer. Typically, our first initial message is nothing more than just something to elicit a response. Hey, my name is Holly. Hey, my name is Ashley. Hey, my name is Julie. Hey, my name is, whatever. You wouldn't still own 123 Main Street? Question mark, right? Then we get a response. Okay, great. Curious if you consider an offer, or have you ever thought about selling it? Like whatever. Like if they want to continue the conversation, we have a script for that. So like some people, again, they don't want to hop on the phone. Maybe they're too busy. Great. We'll try our best to still continue that conversation, get as much as we possibly can, and then still try to push it to a phone call as soon as we can. But of course, we work on their timeline. Not every single person is going to want to hop on the phone with you, right? So instead, we try to accommodate them. And if they're super responsive on the text, we'll keep it there for a little bit before we push it to a phone call. But ideally, we need to get it off of SMS so we can get them on the phone. We can build some rapport, and I promise you your deal count will go up. But I always have a script for just about everything, simply because I want my VAs to be prepared in the event that someone just wants to text and they have exactly what they need. So if you guys want a copy of the SMS script, you guys want a copy of the text script, be happy to give that to you. But for today, your action plan is if you're needing help on now you have a cold caller, now understand what it takes to make a great cold caller. Now you need to have someone help with your SMS. If you're not sending SMS right now, please don't hesitate. You need to be sending SMS as soon as you possibly can, because who knows how long this is going to be around, and it freaking works. Okay. So start implementing SMS in your business. If it's your cold caller responding to text, honestly, I would not recommend that much. I'd rather have one cold caller dedicated on the dialer, right? And then I'd rather have another VA dedicated to SMS and do an admin task, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about this week, the other admin task. But for today, the best practice for the SMS, getting those people to the phone call as soon as possible. So what works really good if you have 2 VAs, so you have one person responding to text, pushing it to calls for the VA that's on the dialer, right? So you have a super skilled person here, you have a super skilled person there, and it works really good as a 1-2 punch. So guys, that is your action plan today. Start taking action. Put someone in that position that can help you, and you see the long-term benefit of maybe this person isn't great on the phone, but I think they could be really good and help me with admin and really help me with SMS. Like, look, my systems manager, I realized really quick, like he was doing the cold calls, but it wasn't the best fit for him. He was still getting leads, but every time he had a chance, he was sending me spreadsheets. He was sending me scripts. He was sending me, all these things that, that he was working on. Like, hey man, look at this chart. And based on this chart, like we should be working on this, and the campaigns are working, blah, blah, blah. Like all these things with data. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's in the wrong seat. He should be doing something more on the admin side, right? So understand that there's different positions in your business, and just because a VA doesn't perform that great on the call, and if they have a good attitude, there's a great chance that they could fit somewhere else in your business, and that's what you guys should be looking at for your SMS person. Someone with a great attitude that is willing to help your business and do whatever it takes. So that's the process for SMS. Start implementing it. Have that 1-2 punch, guys. If you don't have a virtual assistant yet, or you don't know where to start, obviously, we'd love to earn your business at VA Hub. You can go to vahub.com and book a discovery call, or you can send me a message on Facebook and I'll get you in sooner. I think we're like 2 weeks out on the discovery calls. So if you want to get in sooner, just send me a message. Be happy to. We love to learn more about your business, what you're hoping to do. And even if this is the right fit right now, like if you're not quite there yet to hire a VA, right, it just doesn't make sense right now as far as like the budgeting and everything else concerned, we'll at least try to point you in the right direction to get you to the point where you feel, okay, I'm ready to hire a VA. Let's do this thing, Matt. But that's what I'm here for. That's why we're doing this action plan. This is day number 14. Take action on this thing, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me on a Monday morning. Let's freaking get to work, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace.